this is going to get put on before the actual video starts, but I'm going to apologize in advance that if this ain't much of a how-to video on the clutch and slave cylinder, because holding the camera and fixing the car was a lot more difficult than I thought, so hope y'all enjoy. The time has come for the Genesis. Clutch kit and slave cylinder. Genesis coupe. Alright, slave cylinder and stage 2 competition clutch is the plan. So, we'll get up under there in a few. First we took all the plastic out. Then we'll get under there in a few and see what we gotta do next. Under the car here. We'll probably start off with attempting to get this drive shaft out. May or may not have to remove some exhaust and heat shield. But 3 bolts there, take out. And there's going to be 2 in the middle for the carrier bearing. And then I'm bolting from the back. And I'm hoping it will slide out from that back that way. Or slide out enough to be out of my way for what I got to do. Side note to remember. These are going to be what they call left-hand thread, reverse thread. They're righty-loosey, lefty-tighty. Just figured that out. Rear drive shaft bolts are out. Those are actually threaded the correct way. Next, carrier bearing bolts. One there, and then maybe I'll have the room to slide this drive shaft out just enough to be out of my way. That was aggravating. Drive shaft is slid out of the way just enough to where I need it. I think I need to disconnect the shifter next. Some way, somehow. Somewhere way up there.
Why are you looking at my story?
I wish I had a car lift. Alright, we got clips for that bracket part of the shifter off. Air 2 sensor wire brackets taken off on both sides. 10mm bolts, easy. Update. Got exhaust brackets off. All the little wiring harness brackets up there, I got off. Shifter assembly completely taken out. Crank position sensor unplugged. Backup lamp switch unplugged. Body and hair full of dirt. We're almost ready to come out. Okay. Alright, after acquiring transmission jack, put some wood on it for the strap around it. I did not film the part of getting the bell housing bolts out, but the top ones were not that fun. But she's out. And it is completely out. I don't feel like crawling back under here. Not right now. It's out. Hello, buddy. You coming to help with the car? We still gotta pull the clutch out. You can get up in there and do it.
Is he venomous?
I don't think so.
How do you tell the gender?
I don't know how to tell the gender. But he got the circle pupils. He don't have like the cat eye pupils.
What does that mean?
Yep, he's going towards the car. He said he wants to help. But I need to get up under there, so I don't want you under there.
Supposed to grab him behind the head.
Yeah, but he won't. He ain't venomous. Let's get you somewhere out the way. He's alright. Take the old clutch out. Get that bolt. Make sure the socket's all the way. Okay, wrong side socket.
How do I get it on there?
You just push it on.
Do I have it backwards?
No. There you go. It's a 12mm socket. That one. Alright, it's out. That one. I can't really turn it.
So this one?
Yep. Hold that. There's one up here if you can get up in there.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. There you go. Alright. I still didn't get it. It's on. Alright. Right here. Right here. Alright, where's that? For those were the other ones. Alright, and the last one is right there. Alright. Trade. Okay, I thought that's what took the pressure plate off. Unless if I gotta pry this thing off. Alright, after getting pry bar, it's out. Clutch disc does not look terrible either. But still replacing it. Because why not? Flywheel is out. Time to go get the new parts. New flywheel is in and torqued down. We got the new clutch in, and of course being on dirt, fighting with the transmission to get it back up under here, but we'll get it. Transmission is now seated back in. That thing on dirt is a pain in the butt. I don't want to do this again. Hello.
Hello.
So we left off where I had the transmission fully bolted in. Torqued the bell house bolts. Got the, what's it called, the slave cylinder bled. Started it up, threw it in first. And she is spinning. We're about done. Just put the drive shaft back in. We'll take it down the road. That might be tomorrow. Yeah, I get ready for work here in a few. Just doing this on the little bit of free times I got. Drive shafts bolted back in. Everything except for the plastic shields underneath is put back together. So oil change, plastics, take it down the road, see what it does. Alright, so after getting the clutch in, getting the car back on the ground, everything back on, ready to go, we're out here driving it at the moment. So far, a lot stiffer clutch pedal than what it used to have. So I feel like that's got to get a little bit getting used to. Other than that, she runs, drives, shifting through the gears just fine. Alright, so a little bit about the car. When I made the channel, my plan was to like do some videos and stuff with the car. along with all the different car shows and stuff I go to. But back in June, I think, is when the car decided the slave cylinder wanted to leave the chat, and the car kind of left me stranded on the side of the road. So about 5 months later, about as long it took me to save the money for the parts I needed, we finally got it fixed. It is a lot harder to kind of record and drive, but go ahead and apologize in advance for this video not exactly trying to be like a how-to video, because trying to record and work on a car a lot more difficult than what I thought it was going to be, but I tried my best with it. Anyways, a little bit about the car. It's a 2014 Hyundai Genesis Coupe Ultimate. It's got the 3.8 V6, and of course got to have the 6-speed manual. That's a must. I was not going to get this car to automatic, because if you're like me, who wants to drive an automatic? Now, not really many mods done to the car yet, other than got a cold, move out of the way, bird. We got a cold air intake, and the exhaust, all it has is a muffler delete, which it was like that when I bought the car. I didn't do that part. Eventually, maybe a full exhaust one day. Eventually, go with a short throw shifter one day. And then, yeah, that's about it for the mods. Other than cosmetic wise, I did put a red shift knob on. It's got a little bit wider wheels on it. I think it's got 255s on the front, 275 in the rear. But this has been like, I don't know how many cars I've been through in my life. This is probably my most favoriteest one I had. It's so fun to drive. Now, the next thing is, after, see, it says about 500 miles of easy driving to help brake in the clutch. Along with that, if you're unlucky like me and live in an emissions county in Georgia, I gotta put some miles on this thing anyway to get emissions done, because it's probably not good to drive on an expired tag, because it broke down before I had to do all that. But there ain't much I can do to avoid driving with expired tag. We gotta do it to get to pass emissions. So hopefully don't get pulled over in the process. But later on in this video, wants to give the car a good bath, get it back to the house, and do a whole walk around on the car. Maybe have somebody help film. I can let y'all hear what the exhaust sounds like. It don't sound bad for a muffler delete. It still has a pretty decent sound to it, and I like it. But now that the car is back up and going, some maybe future plans for the channel I'm trying to get going on here, other than sharing more of the stuff I do to the car and more of the car shows I go to. I'll try to film more of the experiences I have. Maybe if I make a trip back to Tail of the Dragon, or driving around some other curvy mountain roads around North Georgia or Tennessee, other places I like to go to. We're gonna make some more content with this car, especially now that it's back up and going. But currently now, let's see if we can get it, zoom in. Got a little over 164,000 miles on the car. Still original engine, transmission, and surprisingly, the first thing that went was the slave cylinder. It's really the only issue I've ever had out of the car. Other than that, it's been pretty good. I bought it about 4 years, a little over 4 years ago, back in July. 4 years ago, it had about 70,000 miles on it. So yeah, that's pretty close to almost 100,000 miles within a 4-year period. I drive this thing a lot. I drive it everywhere. So probably going to end up racking up a lot more miles than that. But yeah, other than that slave cylinder going out, that was pretty much the only major issue and repair I've ever had to do to this car. Mechanical wise, anyway. But once I get the car cleaned up, back to the house, I'm about to start heading into town a little bit more. About to get away from these back roads, so do some more filming of the car, walk around it when I get back to the house. Alright. It's been a few days. The clutch is past its 500-mile break-in period. It is super early. Still trying to wake up, but it's the morning of caffeine and octane. Let's do a cold start. Let her warm up. We'll do a few revs before we leave. Alright, so that fog light was out for like the past few days, and now they're working again. But anyways, if you watch this whole video, I appreciate you. If you want to like and subscribe, that would be very appreciated. You don't have to, but it'll be very appreciated. Sorry again if this ain't much of a how-to video, but I'm so excited this thing's back on the road. And alright, that'll be the end of this. Y'all have a good day.